Split 2, the gentleman's split of the Clio Cup SoF in Donington Week 7. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, Split 2 today. And yesterday we saw an intense second half of a race. We will see how it will be here in Split 2. As always by now, little shout out to ClioCupSoF.com, the official home for everything of statistics, standings, results, everything and more to come on Clio Cup SoF. Great website, give it a watch. And speaking of giving it a watch, let's give a watch to the standings of Split 2 before the race, the Split 2 Championship. And we have Neil Todd, who is in the back of the shot right now. Neil Todd is leading the Split 2 Championship so far, 83 points. Ben Shellcraft, 79 points. John Duncan, 66. Myself, 65. And Isaac Mitchell, who won last season here in Donington Park. He won the Split 2 race. But he is not here today, so his chances to get up in the standings are non-existent because he is not here. But he has 61 points. But doesn't mean we have an uninteresting race. Far from it. I'm actually pretty curious how this one went because I was part of it and I did not see everything. Of course. Is this a good or a bad sign? Let's find out. Maybe the starting grid gives us partially an answer and maybe shows you where your favorite drivers, whoever they are, have qualified. So let's take a look. Okay, we are ready to race. Red lights. Donington Park Split 2 is on the way. And our pole sitter is standing. And someone crashes into him. That was to be expected. Oh, that was close for me and myself. Oh, this is chaos. Oh. This is Adrian Flores. Now. He had a starting issue. Drivers around him told me, and the Discord of course, link is in the description, that they heard him revving up, but then there was suddenly a problem and it caused quite a nasty incident. That sucks when you qualify in pole position and your race is over like that. And then the follow-up collision between Clement got... Was it Clement? I'm just... No. It's Aurélien Levrev and Oliver Fairclough. I was looking at the car numbers, not the positioning for the minimap up there. So yeah, we will have to wait one lap for this to update properly, but... what an intense... lockup by Paul Stevens. Big lockup into the chicane. And he almost takes Jan Jančić with him. Okay, we now have an updated standings. Ben Shellcraft, John Duncan, Jack Contreras, Ben Wright and Clayton McBullough are the top 5. So Shellcraft, he is P2 in the Split 2 standings and he is leading. And John Duncan, he is P3 in the standings, he is in P2. So good points for some of the higher ranked drivers in the Split 2 Championship. Feisty stuff here. Clement Cote looking to the right of Mark Kelly. Behind Clement are Neil Todd and myself, drivers 1 and 4 in the Split 2 Championship, but not as far up as they wished to be. Now Mark Kelly, P7. John Duncan taking the lead against Ben Chalcraft. We have not seen it, but we saw it on the timetable. They are side by side. I now commentate a battle we are not seeing. Chalcraft losing another position to Jack Contreras. And yeah, Duncan, Contreras, Chalcraft is now the leading order. Neil Todd and Mark Kelly in the back, Todd in P7, and now John Duncan is being chased. And back to the midfield pack, Clement Godet, myself, Peter McIntyre, back from his vacation. Mark Kelly is in this pack. Some familiar names. And John Duncan leading the race. My teammate for the Melons 24 hours. I'm excited to see it. But I will not show my bias. I hope we see a good battle for the lead. A fair battle for the lead. Maybe 1 or 2 lead changes, who knows? That would be amazing. He is under pressure, that's for sure. Ben Chalcraft, he was leading early on. Now he's in P3. Doesn't mean he can't come back to this. But so far he has to wait what J&J are doing in front of him. He tries, he shows his nose, but nope. Not gonna work, but now maybe Ben Chalcraft. He goes to the outside. Maybe has a chance to get his second place back. No, currently not. Currently this is not the case. 16 cars are still driving. Everyone is still driving except Adrian Flores, our pole sitter that had technical issues, question mark. Like I said, drivers like John Duncan reported that they heard him revving up. So it was not a, I'm not starting, I'm just standing there because This was not the case. Maybe a problem with the shifter? I don't know. Just speculating. But yeah, it sucks. You're on pole, super quick pole time, easy pole position, and then this. It hurts. Neil Todd, Clement Godet fighting for P7. Neil gaining a few positions, of course, after this early pandemonium. Godet, and there is a Neil Todd somewhere. Got squeezed a little bit and now almost going 3 wide there. And Ben Chalcraft, he is trying everything to get P2 back. Everything! But he also has to take a look at Ben Wright and Clayton McBullough right behind him. Because as much as you want to have your eyes up front at your target, in his case there are 2 cars right behind him that do the same thing. McBullough side by side with Ben Wright. Getting into P4, Clayton McBullough, he needs a good result. His season so far, not the best. Let's call it that. But so far, P4, that would be a good result. That would be a good result. Chalcraft to the chicane. The good thing for John Duncan is, because they are fighting, he can build a bit of a gap. There is myself in P11 against Peter McIntyre. Down to turn 1. Clayton McBullough now in P3 for a moment, maybe more than a moment. We will see. This is a bit more important. Thank you, camera, for switching to the more important battle. And Clayton McBullough is in P3. He did it. Would be an even better result than P4. So Ben Chalcraft slowly losing a few positions. Was leading the race early on, now he is in P4 and has to watch out because Ben Wright and Jack Davies are right behind him. Then there's a bit of gap to Clement Godet, then Neil Todd, Mark Kelly, Peter McIntyre, myself, Bradley Horsnell, and Jan Jančić has a bit of a gap after the incident with Paul Stevens, who locked up into the first chicane massively. I am now in the top 10 against Peter McIntyre. Damage control question mark. Yeah, I bungled my qualifying. First lap was an off track and second lap was almost an off track, and as a result the lap was bad. But you only have 2 opportunities, and Donington is a tough track in terms of off tracks. So you have to get it done. And McBulla, he wants more than P3. He wants more. He also has the fastest lap, but now look at the little gap John Duncan has created. 1.4 seconds. This is a good battle. I like it. McBulla goes a bit wide. Turn 4 is difficult for this. It's an off-track nightmare. So easy to get outside there. But this is a good fight here. This is a good fight. From 2 to 6 basically. Nice pack. And then the JCs of Clement, Neil Todd, Mark Kelly and myself to round up the top 10. 6 minutes left. And Oliver Fairclough, he's now in the pits. I just realized. McIntyre getting back into the top 10. And Ben Wright, he is in P5. Would be a good result for the number 11 car. A little bit of a lockup there in the front, but nothing too major. And the more this goes on, the more John Duncan likes it. 1.5 seconds now. But so far, I like this battle here in this top group. Good racing. Good racing. Gentleman split shows why it's the gentleman split. So far, at least so far. Another position change for P10. Peter McIntyre dropped down to P12. He got wide in turn 4 if I remember correctly. So yours truly in P10, still not happy with that. But it is what it is. Shellcraft. Chasing McBulla, who is now has a bit of a gap to Jack Contreras. So the immediate pressure is not there. Maybe he can, Jack that is, now focus up ahead and not too much to the back. And yeah, take a look. From 1.5 to now 1.3, was at 1.2 for a moment just about now. So maybe John Duncan not that safe after all. Maybe he has to worry. Jack Davies goes a bit wide, not too much, but this was already an off track. I assume. Because it is super harsh there. Super harsh. This is Peter McIntyre and Bradley Horsnell. This is for P11. Peter McIntyre, lowest rated driver in the race, but still over 2,000. But now take a look at this. Shellcraft wants P3. The fight continues here in this top pack. I like it. Please, more of this. We have over 3 minutes left, so please, more, give me more. I like it. And the lead is now down to 1.1 seconds. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. Ben versus Ben. 11 versus 12. P4 versus P5. Coca-Cola versus Spontex. I don't know. McBulla. He has a good race. He has good pace. He has a good race. Showing good racing. And now focusing back to P2. Putting on the pressure. We have a battle for P11. Horsnell and McIntyre, Markelli, Neil Todd. Also a nice battle of two veterans. This is for P8. And I am right behind them at P10. 1.2 seconds, so maybe, just maybe, because time is running out. But now McBulla. The lead is to less than a second. Oh, this is getting aggressive. He's a little bit on the grass. They are not giving each other anything. They are fighting for every inch, every centimeter. Use whatever. Ooh. And now maybe Ben Shellcroft can take opportunity from that. And Mark Kelly losing P10. Maybe getting it back, but we are focusing on this one. This is for P3. Shellcroft to the inside. Stays at the inside. McBulla. And Ben right behind them. And Jack Davies, he is looking, he is watching and thinking, maybe something will happen. I can take advantage of this. Whoop, whoop. That final chicane, final lap is upon us. And John Duncan says, thank you for this intense battling. 1.6 seconds. It's his race to lose at this stage. I think we can safely say this. But who will get P2? Who will get P3? Who will be the unlucky in P4? All of this and more is still unanswered. Peter McIntyre fighting against Bradley Horsnell for P11. McBulla. Where? Maybe the final chicane. Maybe a good exit of turn 8. He's to the outside now. Different choice of lines. This is to be expected. McBulla. Contreras. And was there a bit of a touch? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe a tiny bit. Maybe a tiny bit down to the chicane, but he is too far away. He is too far away, and this means Clayton McBulla will have to take people. Why are we focusing on me? I'm not important in this race. Can we please change to the leaders? Thank you. John Duncan wins. Jack Contreras, Clayton McBulla. Congratulations. Good race. Really good race from everyone in the top 6. You showed a great race. Well deserved. Clément Godin in 7. Neil Todd P8. Myself in P9. And Mark Kelly finishing the top 10. We are waiting for Aurélien, who was the unlucky driver to crash into Adrian Flores' corpse, basically. He is now on the back straight waiting to drive through the final chicane. Almost there, and then we have the results. As usual, we wait out of respect for our drivers. He crossed now the finish line. Not happy, of course, but you can't change things. Sadly. Next time maybe will be better. But yeah, I think it was a good race, personally. Not from me. My race was bad. I had 2 lockups we have not really seen. I think you saw one in the back a little bit in turn 1. Don't know why I had trouble with turn 1 in this race. Anyway, but John Duncan, masterclass. Jack, Clayton, Ben and Jack. like I said, the top 6, well deserved. Congratulations, gentlemen. And now we take a look at the overall standings and of course the Split 2 championship, because things are maybe have changed a little bit. So let's take a look. And we are at the standings, and to nobody's surprise, John Duncan and his consistency, he just doesn't make any mistakes. It's incredible. If you take a look at ClioCupSoF.com and take a look at his driver profile, his incident per race rate is extremely low, so well deserved. Our race winner, he is in P8 overall, P8 also here in Donington, his career best, so to speak. But if you take a look, 11, 11, 12, 8, these are 4 great results that put him into P8 and the top of the Split 2 crew, so to speak. Ben Shallcroft, also 4 good races in a row. 17, 12, 15, 13 puts him in P13. Meanwhile, myself started good, then had a bit of a rough time, and it's not really turned around so far. P14, but still 5 races left for myself. Clayton McBullough, 2 great results this season and 4 to forget, but 7th and 11th. So when everything works, it works for Clayton. But this was a good result. Maybe more of them and he can jump back up in the standings. Neil Todd in 18, Ben Wright in 19. We have seen him in this race as well. Mark Kelly, P26. Clement returned to this race as well. Jack Davies, personal best this season, P16. He's 31st overall in the official DuncanWatts.com standings. Do we have anyone else? Yeah, Jan Jančík had not the best race, 44, and Jack Contreras, he is in P47 overall. And if we take a look at the standings for the Split 2 championship, yeah, a few things have changed. Neil Todd loses his lead, but take a look at this. Shallcroft 99, Neil Todd 97, John Duncan 96. The biggest difference is the amount of Split 2 races they have driven. Neil Todd almost there already for drop rounds. Like I said, earliest point is in Brands Hatch in week 9 for this to happen. Then myself, I stay in P4. Mark Kelly is now in P5. Ben Wright, Clayton McBullough, Isaac Mitchell, Miles Cardozo, and Jack Davies rounding up the top 10. And now we will slowly look how many drivers did we have in Split 2 already. Where did our participants at? Over 50, over 60, heaviest, no, 67. 67 different drivers have driven in a Split 2 race. But yeah, this Split 2 championship, this is Split 2. This is a great battle. Like I said, the biggest difference is the amount of races the top 3 have driven. But doesn't mean that it's all safe and clear for John Duncan, because if he continues like this, he is a Split 1 driver. Facts. But great battle. Great battle. We have 5 more races for Split 2. So yeah, far from done. Speaking of far from done, we still have the replays of this race. And then tomorrow, Split 3. Split 3 returns. And we will see what happened there. I'm looking forward to it, so I hope you are as well. I think you agree with me, and I hope you agree with me, not think I should say. Rather, I hope you agree that this was a great race to watch. Split 2 delivered, as it so often does, and I'm happy about it. And yeah, now let's take a look at a few things from the race, and then I hope to see you tomorrow to see what Split 3 has done. See you there.